Hey guys, this is Chromo67 coming at you with another LEGO Star Wars review. We're back after like 2 weeks of not having any videos. Sorry about that, but like I said, it's been busy, and towards the end of spring, early summer, I should have a more regular rate of videos. It's just at the moment with school and life, really, it's just not, that easy to get videos out as often as I would like to. But, I did the Utapau Troopers last time, and now we're on to the Kashyyyk Troopers, and the next one I will review after this is the Death Star Troopers, and then maybe General Grievous's wheel bike, or the AV-7 cannon, or the V-Wing, because those are all the sets I have from this wave. So, yeah, the set number for this one is 75035. Like I said earlier, it's the Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack, and it is 99 pieces, and ages 6 to 12. So yeah, let's get on to the minifigures, and we'll start out this review. Okay, so the first minifigure we have here is the 41st Elite Chorus Trooper. And yeah, he's based off the Kashyyyk Troopers in Episode 3, as stated on the box, and in the name of the set. And he's got a new molded helmet. Just like the Airborne Trooper, it's a brand new mold. Never seen one like this before, because we've always had the hollow ones from the Scout Troopers in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. They had holes, they were white, they were completely plain, no printing at all. And this one really brings a nice representation of the helmet. Sorry guys, I'm not in the, best, state of mind right now. I'm kind of derpy, I guess you could say, at the moment. He has the standard clone head, just like all of them. Like I said in the last one, I would really like a more, neutral expression on these guys, or a frown, or a smile, or whatever, because this surprised face is not really what they would have in Episode 3, because they've already been exposed to combat. It has the necessary camo to represent this guy very nicely. I don't necessarily agree with the use of the brown legs, but it looks great, works fine. I kind of wonder what it would look like if it had the more green legs like this one. But I'll get on to him in a minute. And he's got the pouches on the front that go down in continuation to the belt. It does split off right there, as you can see from the belt, but it looks okay, and it definitely makes up for it with all the detail. You can see all the camo going down, and the pouches aren't even exactly the same. They've got the different camo on each of them, and it looks great. The arms are also the necessary olive green color to continue, and on the back it has the same sort of camo look to it, with the necessary markings to make it look like a great figure. The only thing that I don't really like about the back is that if they're gonna do this pouch continuation on the front, they really should do it on the back too, because right here this just ends and it doesn't flow very well when you look at it like that, because if you see them like here, you're like, whoa, turn around, it just splits off the pouches. So they need to be more consistent about that. But I do like the whole belt continuation thing here. Like on the Utapau Troopers, it does split off right here, but it looks okay. I think it actually looks a little bit better. I think if it had the continuation of the knee pads down there, it wouldn't look as good on this figure. But that's just my opinion. It has the straps coming down, continuing from here at the midpoint of his belt. And when he's like this, it looks great, but then it splits off like here, like all LEGO minifigures. So yeah, that's pretty much him. Like all of the new battle packs, he's got the blaster. And for those of you who have not watched the Utapau Troopers battle pack review, you should, but I show this and that. You just hit this little lever right here, and boom. And they actually shoot fairly far, so it's a nice playability feature, but I mean, this looks nothing like a DC-15 or a DC-17 or any of them. I mean, it looks nothing like a Star Wars weapon, so that's the only downside to him. There is a lot of printing on this helmet, though. I mean, look, it goes all the way to the back. That's like the farthest back on a helmet we've really gotten besides the ARF Troopers, because they actually had it pretty far too, but none on the top, unfortunately, but you don't really see the top all that much. Only complaint with the helmet is, I mean, the printing is phenomenal, the design is phenomenal, but the visor, that really, it almost looks like the visor is like open in the middle of where it should be, because you see there, it looks like the design should be almost out and covering the whole thing, like outlining this stuff right in there. But unfortunately, it doesn't do that, and it looks kind of out of scale with the rest of the helmet. It just looks too high, especially compared to the Lego guy's head. Because, I mean, see, he can't see out of that. He'd be looking through the nose piece. So, with the visor all the way up there, and not covering this whole area where it looks like it should have been, that's the only thing I've got wrong with this figure. But, besides that, it looks great. And now on to the Phase 2 Camo Trooper. Okay guys, so this is the Phase 2 Camo Kashyyyk Trooper, and it looks great. First thing I wanted to say about this was, if you look, we do get 2 of each, so we also get 2 of these 41st Elite Troopers. And yeah, we never actually see these in Episode 3. It's a very nice design though. I think Lego actually made this up almost. I don't think that they actually used these in Episode 3 or the Clone Wars or anything like that. I'm almost positive that this is almost a Lego's personal design, but it looks great and does an accurate representation of what they would look like. And I'm really glad that it was made, because I personally really like it. But yeah, so I'll move the blaster because I already showed you this. Yeah, so the helmet looks great. Just like the 212 Trooper, it flows a lot better than the old helmets, or the Clone Wars variants, I mean. It's got the appropriate green highlighting in the middle of the visor, and the appropriate camo to go along with the helmet. It goes and ends at the midpoint, just like on all Clone Wars helmets. And yeah, it's got the appropriate breathers, and that's not focusing. The appropriate breathers, and it's on both sides, and it looks very, very accurate to what one would look like. That camo on the top of his helmet almost looks like a country. I don't know why. I just realized that. But yeah, so now onto his chest. It looks very, very nice with the appropriate... Sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background. He freaks out at random things. But yeah, so it's got the appropriate camo in the middle of the torso, and it continues onto his belt and down to his legs. I'm really glad that they included the little bit of camo on his belt, because it really works with the figure, and it flows appropriately with the legs. You turn around, it's got this little attachment, which is on some of the Phase 2 Clone Troopers in Episode 3. I don't really like the way it looks, but it is very accurate to what they would look like in Episode 3. It's got the appropriate grenade launcher, or not grenade launcher, it's got the grenade on the back. On his utility belt continues all the way around, just like on all Phase 2 figures. And like I said on the other one, they really need to keep consistency, because if they're going to add camo on that side, they really need to add camo on this side, because it just doesn't flow right when you're not consistent. The only really complaint I have with this one is, once again, this split off, but on this one, it just doesn't look right, because you've got this flow up here, and then all of a sudden it's just brown down here. It goes from green, like an olive green color, to a brown color down here. And that just doesn't flow right. It's like tan on his legs, and then olive green. And I don't think that that works very well. Also, on his arms, it's a different color than his torso. Because if you see, his arm right here is like a tannish color, and then his body is an olive green. And I think that they should have kept these the same color that they had for the 41st Elite Trooper, which is the appropriate green for this kind of figure. But they didn't, and left it this almost brownish kind of color. And I don't think it works very well. Some people really like it, but I don't, in particular. And same with the legs, like I was saying. But besides that, this is a very nice figure, and yeah, you should definitely get a few of these. So yeah, now onto the actual set, you guys. Okay guys, so here's the actual set. It's the mini swamp speeder that, I mean, it's appropriate for one of these battle packs, because, I mean, it's a miniature version of a normal vehicle. And it works very well for how small it is, and it looks very nice. Yeah, so the first things first is, they don't actually give you enough blasters for all your troopers. Technically, if you look on the box, actually, you see that they stick 2 of the blasters in there and don't give him a weapon, and then don't give the driver a weapon. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take... I'll move these 2 guys to the side, and they're not going to be in the driving, I guess. But you take the gun right here, stick it in there, push it up, sit your little guy over here, put him in the seat. You move this up so you can sit him in there. stick him in his little seat, bring it back up, he's in there, and then you take this guy, take his gun, stick it in here, and it's like little blasters, I guess, for the front of the vehicle, because Lego's too cheap to just make us extra flick fire missiles or whatever they want to put on there. Then you stick him over here, and now you've got your little swamp speeder loaded and ready to go with your two guys. And yeah, it looks very nice. The mini design works very well for this vehicle, unlike the whatever it's called, those mini ones from the past one, like the command center and the one last year with the sergeant and the regular phase 1 clone trooper. This one looks a lot better than that one does, but it represents the swamp speeder very nicely. The engine on the back, there isn't really much to it, but it spins like this, which is fairly accurate. Yeah, there's not really much to the speeder besides, I mean, it's a mini version. You'll get this for the minifigures almost definitely. I mean, if you like the swamp speeder, I guess you'll get it, but most people will get it for the minifigures. And yeah, it's a very nice little build. It only took me a few minutes, but you know, I guess for younger kids, it's a very nice little starting build. And yeah, I'll get onto my feelings of the set and the box and the instruction manual right now. So here's the box to the set. Normal box, necessary piece count, ages, number, name, building toy, warning, the new blasters logo, and the new design on the top with Darth Vader, which is not exactly new because they used a very similar design back in 2008 to this one, but it works very well. New blasters representing the size comparison, and nice little battle art on the back. Yeah, it's not the best box because I opened it, but you know. Nice little action shot up here with the Kashyyyk troopers. And yeah, that's pretty much the box. So here is the instruction manual, and after I show you this, I'll get onto my feelings about the set. But it's just a normal instruction manual, guys in the front, you know, going through. Then you get a little catalog of all the minifigures. We've already reviewed the Utapau troopers, and the next one will either be the Seleucami or the Death Star troopers. So look forward to that. And then after that, it'll either be the V-Wing or the AV-7 cannon, or General Grievous's wheel bike. Sorry, I just forgot I just got the General Grievous wheel bike, so I kind of forgot I had it for a second because I just got it, like, I don't know, within the past few days. But yeah, so that's the instruction manual, and now onto my feelings about the set. So, I mean, this works very well for what it is. It's just a normal little battle pack. It's got a nice price per piece count. Not the best one, but you know, it's okay. 99 pieces for, you know, $13. It's not the worst deal, but you get 4 awesome minifigures, and I definitely recommend you buying this set. So, all in all, for the minifigures, for a battle pack, really, and not really for the minifigures, but rating a battle pack, I'd give this like a 4-star, just because of a few of the problems on these minifigures, and the Swamp Speeder could be a little bit better, but I mean, it really does represent what it needs to nicely, but I think it could be a little bit better, and you could have a few more pieces. So yeah, that's what I'm going to give it, is 4 stars, and yeah, so look forward to the next review, guys. It'll either be the Death Star Troopers or the Seleucami, whatever it's called, the one with Commander Neo and the Bark Speeder. It's like the Seleucami. Gosh, I got the box over here. Hold on. It's the Battle on Seleucami, so I pretty much had it. I just forgot the battle part. So yeah, that's pretty much this set, and I do recommend you go buy it. And wow, my camera just blurred up for a second, but I do recommend you go buy it. And yeah, so these guys are pretty awesome, and I will see you in the next review. So I might get the Death Star Troopers one out like right after this one. It just depends on how much time I have, because I do have to go, since I've been getting more into the quality of the videos and not really the quantity. I'm gonna start putting like actual nice cover pictures. Like if you look at the battle on Utapau, I actually gave that its own cover picture. My custom minifigures, I gave them its own cover picture, and those take a bit of time. So yeah, I might get the Death Star Troopers / Salukami set up today. I might get it up next weekend or the weekend after that. Just depends on how busy I am and what's going on in life. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And this is Chromo67 signing out. Bye, you guys.